Oh, no, he didn't.
Girl, I'm sick of him.
Because he be didn't, right? He be didn't, don't he?
He didn't.
Y'all, welcome to the podcast. Oh, no, girl, yes. Always a joy to have y'all with us. Thank y'all for listening. Please continue to listen, subscribe, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. And don't forget, we also are on YouTube. So if you're used to listening to us on your podcast platforms, you can also look at us. We're adorable. You're missing out. But if not, we love you any way you find us. And don't forget, we also have Patreon, which is our little private membership club. They get a little bit more deets. But today's topic is, don't put me in your love triangle or quadrangle or octagon.
Yes.
I want to talk about somebody I recently dated. And off the riff, you will agree, I dated him by accident. I didn't mean to date him. I wasn't looking for him. We met. We just kind of fell into a dating situation. It was not exclusive. He was not my man. We even talked about other people with each other. All right. Here's the issue. In dating this person, he would allude to other women, but the way he would allude to other women would be something the other woman thought or felt about him. Now, keep in mind, we were not exclusive. So even though I don't need to talk about other women, he would introduce the idea of other women of she thinks this, she felt that, she did that. Now, when a man does that, is that a red flag to you off the riff?
It is, because first of all, like when we first meet, I don't need you to be talking about what the other woman did. If I talk to someone about a past relationship, I try to bring up what I learned from it, as opposed to just dogging somebody else out or just being the blame game all the time. Because then it makes me feel like, okay, if we don't work out, you just be walking around telling people that I did this and I didn't.
And that's what I told him on our first date. I said, you know what, you keep telling me, about women. You need to you don't tell me what you did that got them there.
Right. And a lot of times when I hear that, I'm almost more sympathetic to the woman. I can always give the woman's side, the woman's perspective in that. And I usually take the time to do that. So maybe, I don't know.
Always. I generally take the woman's side because, yes, when a man is telling you about all his crazy ex-girlfriends, and I don't know why she thought that, and I don't know why she said that. So this guy I'm referring to, I remember it was like one of our first or second date. I said to him, you know what? When you get in front of the next one, I want to make sure you tell them everything you said before you tell them the part I said, like you do. He's like, and you know what he said? Who says there's going to be a next one? Okay, so anyway, just like you telling me about these women, you make sure you tell them my part. So one of the things he did, and this is when we're talking about love triangle, quadrangle, octagon. Men, we do have male listeners. If a woman is not trying to be in an exclusive relationship with you, meaning y'all just met, y'all hanging out, y'all kicking, she hadn't said like, hey, do we go together? You, my boy, all that. You don't have to make up lies about other women. That's number one. Okay? Because we don't go together. One, you don't have to talk to me about other women. Okay, so because I'm assuming because you're not my man, you free and open and available to date anybody you choose to date.
You gotta preach, girl.
Okay,
preach.
Just like I'm free and available to date anybody I want to date. I'm not coming to talk to you about him. But what is crazy about a man who is a liar? And I feel like I kind of deep dive right into that because calling the man, anybody a liar is kind of But when you lie to somebody that you don't have to lie to, I think that confirms that you're actually a liar.
Yeah.
So when I'm dating somebody, if we have not talked about we doing this, we together, whatever, I assume you are dating other people because I am old enough and grown enough to know ain't nobody my man if I have not gotten that paperwork filled out.
Right.
Okay.
And notarized.
Child, witnessed by 3 people. Okay. Which is funny because my mom now, when I talk to her about dating and we didn't have this conversation, like, why y'all gotta have so many conversations nowadays? I'm like, oh no. You have to be clear because you can be doing girlfriend things and he see you as a friend. And what
used to be me.
Okay.
They used to be me, especially in my 20s. I treated everybody like they were my man. And I learned my lesson.
Girl, if you didn't, please learn it today, y'all. If y'all listening, if y'all ain't learned it yet, and I think we all did it in college. I remember one time I was dating somebody in college and this dude told me he was so excited one day and I was like, what's going on? He said, I found out my girlfriend pregnant. And I was like, no, you didn't. He's somebody's girlfriend back home that I didn't even know existed. So the fact that he told me that and was excited to tell me, let me know I must be insane because I thought I was his girlfriend. And he told me his girlfriend was pregnant. And I'm like, what are you talking? So that was in college. I started learning early. Oh, wait a minute. Why did I think? Wait now. I guess he didn't say, but wait now. Okay. So I learned it as a late teen, early 20s. It has been reinforced throughout my dating career. I remember in 2018, I was in a situationship where I knew I was not in a relationship because the person told me they weren't ready to be in a relationship, but we were relationship tunnel. So it was a situationship and we still broke up badly. And I remember saying, the next breakup I have, he gonna be my boyfriend. We're not gonna be breaking up from those situationships that he wasn't even my man.
Yeah.
Reason why I have to go back to 2018 is because the next one that was my boyfriend is the one that inspired this very podcast. He was my boyfriend for 30 days. And then sent me a text to break up with me while I was at work on TV. But y'all can go back and listen to episode 1. So the point is, if a man meets a woman and she is down to date him and get to know him and is not asking for exclusivity and is not assuming exclusivity and is not even putting him in a position to offer exclusivity, and he is lying to give the impression. Now, yes, I don't care about them other girls, just be good to me. When you're with me, it's me, I don't care. But this last guy, I want to talk specifically about this last guy and his love triangles, quadrangles, octagons. And there's a reason why I keep adding. An example. He relocated from another city to my city. And he made the comment, it was this one lady, she thought she was going to move with me. I don't know why she thought that. What? Why would a woman think she was going to move with you to another city? Like you said, I'm taking the woman's side on this. Mm-hmm. We don't just think we moving with no man nowhere.
Not grown women. Not grown women. No. It just didn't sound right in the beginning.
It didn't sound right in the beginning. So that by the time you offer that to me, and y'all know me, I'm a player. I've been in this game. I'm like, what? Who thought that? She thought she was. I don't even know why she. Oh, okay. A little bit of time goes on. He didn't say us. Did I tell you that I had one time for one of my interviews, I had brought this woman with me down here for one of my interviews? No, you didn't mention it, but you did mention a woman thought she was moving here. I'm assuming this is the same woman. No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't even like that. Okay. You're interviewing out of town for another job. You take a woman with you to the interview, to the new city. I wonder why she would think she was going to move to that city.
That's basic. That's basic. He's not talking about how he's talking to her, what he's saying to her, what promises he's making to her. That's just basic, your actions.
He's telling me she crazy. Keep in mind, I wouldn't know none of this happened if he didn't volunteer. So that he had this unique ability to tell me the truth, to lie about it. I wouldn't know that a woman thought she was moving here if you didn't say that. I wouldn't know a woman came with you on your interview if you didn't tell me. And again, I don't care. You ain't my man. Right? Okay. So then time goes on. And other women are being introduced based on just interactions and being out. And oh, okay, yeah, I dealt with her, but she ain't nothing. Again, at the time, I'm like, okay, well, he said she ain't nothing. And he said, I'm special. Again, he ain't my man, but he's offering me this information about other women. We're joking about other women because I'm a secure boy. I saw 5 of them over there with you. I ain't even tripping. Now, as my friend, you were in real time as I was dating this character, and I would tell you about the other women and how they would come up, and you had been to an event with me and we saw other women. How did you feel as my friend, knowing this wasn't my man, but knowing I was liking him and dealing with him? Well, what was that like? Let me know what it was like outside of my head.
Outside of your head?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was just as awkward, just being in a room with, women and this man. It wasn't just women and the man, it was an event, but I didn't feel no disrespect. I didn't feel threatened by any means,
I even told him the next day, you know what? I know it was other chicks in there you've been dealing with. I felt like it was respectful. Everybody played their role. It wasn't awkward. We all adults. So again, if you are dealing with him, he probably telling you a story about some other woman, whoever she is, right? The rotation. He ain't your man. You dealing with him how you deal with him. Keep it moving. But this is where it gets weird. Okay, so you're not my man. You keep volunteering stories. I mean, he would say stuff like, man, I heard I'm engaged. Where you heard that at?
And then it's just random stuff, y'all. It's not stuff that she would be bringing up like, did you hear that you were engaged today? He just offering stupid stuff.
He would just like, just make up stuff that he heard about himself. And I would be like, well, are you engaged? No, I'm not engaged. Okay, well, all right. And again, I never tried to make this man my man, but we were dating. I liked him. I enjoyed hanging out with him, but he would always offer me information, whether it was about one of his ex-wives, whatever. Okay, but I'm just taking it as information. Towards the end of our dealing with each other, one of our last conversations was, I just think you scare me because you just everything I ever wanted and needed in a woman. And I feel like I know I'm gonna marry you. Like, you're my wife. Now, this ain't even my boyfriend. Okay, so my response was, wow, thank you for sharing that. But let's not change anything. Let's just stay how we are and we'll just see what happens. And now the reason why that was my reaction was because knowing him and how he moves in the world, guess what I believe was true? And I told you this before. I had a hard time understanding he was lying because everything he was saying was the truth. I am everything a man would want and need. I am the woman of everybody's dreams. I am the one you want to marry. That's not a lie. Now, was he telling the truth? Probably not. Was it a lie? No. So in my mind, okay, that's true. And I do believe a man knows very early on, I can make this woman my wife. So him telling me that makes sense. Mm-hmm. But I didn't react like, oh my God, yes, we're going to get married. I said, okay, thank you for sharing that. I believe that might be what's wrong with you. Let's just be cool. Let's communicate. We ain't got to change nothing. That means you still ain't my man. We still ain't exclusive. Let's just see how this goes to the altar. Okay. Mm-hmm. That thing was over in 2 days because 2 days later, he couldn't even text me happy birthday and I was done. I was like, you know what? We're good. Okay. Now, since that time, that's been about 3-4 months ago. Mm-hmm. Okay. I have not seen this person. This person has reached out to apologize. This person has reached out to say, I miss you. I miss us. I've just been going through so much. And I'm good on that, right? Mm-hmm. Because I already knew what it was in the beginning. He confirmed what I thought it could have been. And now they moved on. No harm, no foul. I ain't nowhere trying to find you. I ain't nowhere trying to be with you. I kind of see how you move in the world. I'm going to let one of these other points on the triangle have fun with that. But what was interesting about once I moved on, it's been 4 months ago. Since that time, information comes up and out, right? So when people say, oh, it's such and such talking to such and such, or oh, such, and when your girls know you was dating somebody, they'll volunteer. Oh yeah, I think he's with such and such. So that has been offered to me a couple of times with a couple of different women about this guy. Girl, I do not care. Girl, I ain't talked to that dude in 4 months. And truth be told, I don't know if I told y'all, I got a man. Have I even told these folks that I got a man? Hey, podcast, I have a man. We'll talk about him soon. Okay, yeah. But I ain't nowhere checking for this dude, is my point. I'm trying to figure out what day was that I just randomly found myself in a little bit of rabbit hole. Y'all remember that woman who thought she was going to move to that city and he don't know why? And y'all remember that woman that came down for an interview, but he don't know? Child, she didn't move to the city. Friend, how we process that?
Child, I get disgusted. I get disgusted because I feel like I see it more and more these days of men who are involved in full-blown relationships.
Full-blown.
And it gets to the point where, like, when I meet a new guy, sometimes I'm like, okay, are you in a relationship? Are you married? No. Are you in a relationship? You have a girlfriend? No. Does your girlfriend know that you don't have a girlfriend? Is there someone out there who is claiming you as such?
Is there someone who thinks you they man?
Right. And then when they say, well, okay, you in a relationship. Scoop.
I've had people say, we have had people say to us, because we ask men, are you single? And they say, well, I'm seeing somebody. I'm like, does somebody think you they man? And they can't answer the question.
And then when they can't answer the question, it's because it is. I'm so tired of y'all.
You know you misleading somebody. No, y'all haven't had a conversation, but you know somebody think you they man.
I'm just so tired of the men who do this, doing this. If you're in a relationship, be in that relationship. Leave me the hell alone.
And guess what? It's plenty of women that don't have a problem being a side chick. Plenty. Based on what they're going through in their life. Give us the option to decide to be a side chick. But with this love triangle, quadrangle, octagon, it's because this particular person I was dating is still involving other women, even though a woman has moved to the city to be with him. He is still dating other women. I have to believe this woman did not move herself and her kids to another city for this man to be dating other people. Now, the other thing is when you put single on your profile and they don't post you and y'all know not to post each other, but all y'all pictures is in the same place in the same date and all somebody got to do is look. It's because they have given the impression, well, I'm real private. Well, I don't like people in my business. You know, people be messy. So I just want to keep this private to us. All the lies. Now, let me tell you what's really a problem with this. They keep having new episodes of Snap and Dateline, First 48. People be murdering people over these kind of lies. Because now you done told this woman that this woman's crazy and harassing you, and you don't know why she's doing X, Y, Z. And that woman probably done slid up in my inbox based on what you told her about me. And women want to love you, and women want to be with you. We have seen too many stories of a woman killing another woman over a man. It was at a college campus where we both graduated last week. A 19-year-old woman is charged with attempted murder for trying to run over a 19-year-old in the parking lot of a dorm over a man. So be clear. What is we doing? Yes, women, it's another conversation for the women involved, but men, you ain't got the lie to kick it, Craig.
Too many women out here, like you said, that would be willing and able to be whoever you want them to be in your life. I don't understand the deceit and the lies. It's like, who wants to live a life like that? She thinks she moving down here with me. Ticket bought, kids coming, scoot over. I'm coming. That's because she your woman.
And girl, that's what also made me mad is I was like essentially a side chick without knowing it. And I'm annoyed about it. Okay. I'm not doing it. I wasn't even trying to be no kind of chick. We hung out and kicked it. And I will say on the front end and the back end, I'm still dating that whole situation. And it was like, I would tell you what he said, and I like him, but he said this, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I didn't like when people would offer me information about him because that's the other thing. He's sloppy. Too many people know his business. So I would never want to have none of my business in the street because I'm dealing with him.
And we don't live in a small city, but it's small enough.
It's small enough.
We all know each other. We know each other.
So fellas and ladies, let's be clear. It is too much out here for us to have to share a man, especially if you ain't trying to. Now, somebody is somewhere sharing a man on purpose and it's your choice. That's another episode. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying if we just dating, meaning you're not my man, I'm not your woman, do not set me up to be in a love triangle because you lying about the truth or you lying to another woman about me and I'm sending you all these texts and I want to be with you and don't do that. Don't do that. Because as soon as you say that to me about another woman, I know you telling the next woman the same thing about me. And it ain't true. I ain't hunted down or chased a man yet. Not saying it couldn't happen. I'm just saying it hadn't happened.
No, but like you said, you're gonna mess with the wrong one psychologically, and no shade. And if the women you dealing with is lightweight bottom feeders, you the come up, so they ain't got nothing to lose by trying to fight somebody over you. Exactly. They doing good with you. I was making an exception with you. They doing good with you. So y'all do that.
But child, anyway, that particular fella has now been blocked from all my social media because he unfriended me on Facebook. but
his girlfriend in town now, he can't have you seeing his tag post with him and his girl and stuff that he said that she wouldn't go.
That I don't care about. Keep in mind, I ain't seen this man in 4 months. But you know what I do still have? And I'm one of them people, I don't delete pictures from exes. So the person that inspired this podcast and all the other men I've ever spoken to before that I have a picture with, I can send y'all a picture of them right now. Okay. I have pictures. I can screenshot text message. I can do it all. I don't care, so I wouldn't. But I save it and keep it. Even the sociopath, I still have FaceTime videos of him talking to me. And I just, every time I come across him looking for something, that's been 4 or 5 years, I'm like, why won't I delete it? I'm like, because one day,
you might need
one day I'm going to need this and it's going to be here. I'm not going to delete it because you
I don't know. We live in a new age, baby. We live in a new age where your face will be all up on everything.
How about that? So you handle yourself how you want to handle yourself.
Make sure don't nobody come at me wrong.
Girl, you moved here on this day because 2 weeks before that, he missed me and missed us and asked me to come over in a pop. 2 weeks before you moved, you okay. Don't do me. Don't do me. I do you. But keep in mind, we've already done an episode about how we don't put men on blast because of our safety. It ain't that deep.
It's a dangerous thing. No, that's just for your own protection. Like, hey, don't have my name out here in these
nobody's
streets.
spot. Yeah.
Don't have my name out here in these streets, bad.
Don't do me like that. But if I hear that my name is in them streets, it is off and popping. Be clear. Be clear. I will fix it for you. I will fix it for you.
Y'all just be lying on y'all girlfriends. I'm tired of y'all.
Y'all be lying on y'all girlfriends. Y'all be lying on your exes. Y'all be
and it becomes discouraging because it's like, dang, are all men out here lying on their girlfriends? Why y'all can't just do right?
This is what's funny. I remember the day I met my man today, I was calling you mad and frustrated with men who, I was on Bumble swiping and I was talking to all these different guys. I was so frustrated with men telling me, well, my ex-wife didn't want to be a wife, a mother, and I was the one trying to be a husband and a good father. And so she left and I'm like, oh, for real? And I'm not saying women are perfect. I'm not saying there ain't no trifling women. And I'm not saying that didn't happen. But for real though, boy, bye. We're not going to do it. So anyway, don't put me in no triangle that I ain't signed up for. Y'all, it is real out here in these streets. People is desperate for attention and affection, and I'm not. So do what you need to do. Have you ever knowingly or unknowingly found out after the fact that you were in a love triangle?
Yeah. Unknowingly, obviously. Yeah. I met a guy. I actually met him on a dating app a couple of years ago, and I knew he had children with a previous relationship, but I didn't realize that. Here's the thing. Okay, I have this issue with dating physically unavailable men. Mm-hmm. And when I say physically, I mean
live out of town or something.
They work a lot. They go out of town a lot on their job, or they live out of town. So this guy worked on the road a lot. And so we didn't see each other a lot. But I found out that not only did he have those children with his previous relationship, they all lived together in the same house.
I'm trying to figure out, do I know who this is?
Oh, you know who he is. I'll tell you later. You know who he is. Probably listening. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Boo.
What?
What? But so I found that out and I was like, well, why would you even be seeking other people? And he's still on a relationship app, on a dating app. Like, you got a whole family. Let me think y'all is not married.
But let me say this, because
he tried to tell me this story about she fell on hard times, and so then she moved in. Like it was he once we chatted for a little while, and we had seen each other a couple of times, but he kind of was like, I need to tell you something, because I think it was supposed to be just this thing where, I'm just meeting women on a dating app. I wasn't one of those women, you know what I mean? So he was like, I need to tell you, like we kind of got not close, but close enough for him to feel like he needed to tell me something. He said that she had just kind of moved in, but I think she had already been there. I think that part was a lie. I think they were already living together or whatever. Mm-hmm. But he made it seem like she fell on hard times, and
of course he's such a good man. Yeah, he can't let the mother of his kids be struggling.
Yeah.
Right. there's a guy, I've never dated him, but I know him in real life, but I saw him on the dating app and I thought I knew of him having a woman. I know they have a child. So when I saw him on the dating app, and I didn't swipe him because I know him, but I saw him in person and I said, hey, why am I seeing you on this dating app? Aren't you with somebody? He says, well, we just live together, but we're not together. I said, again, so why are you on a dating app and you live with somebody?
Yeah.
But we not together. Okay, but why are you on a dating app and you live with a woman who you have a child with? So it's just, and it's amazing how men will interpret, and let me not even say interpret, how they will interpretate a situation. When you be like, for real though? And you know what's interesting now that I think about it? That day that I was telling you about all these wonderful men on Bumble who the women was just horrible people, I swiped on the man that's my man now. My man is divorced. I have never asked my man why they got divorced because I don't want you to tell me your version of events. And I don't know if it matters. And so I have gleaned that I'm not asking you, you know, you used to be like, well, what happened to your last relationship or whatever? You are getting their version of events. Not saying it's not true. But if you ask me what happened to all my relationships, I was not at fault in any of them, all of them, you know, and at some point you have to say, dang, she don't have no accountability and none of, you know, so it's almost like don't even matter. So don't be volunteering all this X information or past information.
Right.
Meet somebody, be who you're going to be to them and leave all that other stuff you think you need to bring to the table to make yourself look better. Leave it back somewhere. Because one is probably a lie. And at a certain point in the game, we know it's a lie. We know you putting your spin on it.
Right.
And tell us about your girlfriend. I also want to add that my current man, which is a future episode, said in our first conversation, I'm unattached. I do not live with anyone. I'm heterosexual. I'm not a serial dater. And no one thinks I'm their man before we ever spoke on the phone.
I'm glad that means some woman has already approached him with that, and maybe more of us need to do that. I know we do it. I would encourage everybody to make those, you know, declarations up front.
Because he still can lie about it. Yeah, he still can lie about it.
He can lie about it, but at least, you know, come on.
This last person, when I would say, why would a woman think that? I don't know. It ain't like that.
Child, you a lie. It wasn't like that.
You's a lie. Don't involve me in it. If we dating and everybody dating, we dating. But you obviously have some deeper stuff going on, and you still telling women that you ain't even with that you gonna marry them. So that's how I know you an extra spicy liar, because you lying to people you ain't even got.
And for him to tell you that he's gonna, I know you're gonna be my wife. Can you imagine what he's told his girlfriend who's moving down there?
Wait,
can you imagine?
Let me tell you. And so on our second date, I sent him an article about future faking, because it's a technique of a narcissist to kind of say, ooh, and we gonna do this and we gonna do that. And none of it's ever gonna happen. None of it's true. And I told him, I said, I can already see right now, you real big into future faking. He had never heard the term. I sent him an article about it that day on our second date. Okay, because I saw how he was. I was never confused, but I liked him. You know how I thought he was funny. I thought he was smart. I thought he was intentional. Okay, let me tell you how big of a future faker this person was. And I think it's gonna have to end the episode here. There ain't gonna be nothing to say after I say this. This person been married a couple times. This person has some children that are like teenagers, graduated high school age. This person has had a vasectomy. One day this person was talking to me about when we have some cute babies. Who's gonna have some babies? I'm not. What are you talking? You don't think we have cute kids? But wait, what? Wait, what? I'm 46. I ain't trying to have no babies. You've had a. What is? So I'm saying that's how insane it was. Yeah. Why would you make up a make-believe baby because you think a woman wants to? Oh, he was talking about our baby. Boy, what? We are grandparent age. What is this you talking about? So it would be stuff he would say that because I'm not stupid, I'd just be like, who was that for? Mm-hmm. But again, the truth will always come out.
It will. It always does. Always.
And somebody who is lying to you when they don't have to was just a liar, whether you met them or not. They lying to the next one too. So count your blessings that you got out.
You are so true. That's a word. That's a word.
Amen.
That's always my saving grace.
Oh,
When I find out I've been lied to, I'm like, oh, so you just gonna lie to everybody you with, so I don't need to be with you because you're a liar.
ain't that a blessing though? And I think about the fact that my breaking point was that he didn't acknowledge my birthday. And I think that's a blessing because we have people who said, girl, that ain't nothing. Who've been married with men don't do. And I'm glad I can look back and say, I'm glad that for whatever reason, 2 days after he said I was his wife,
That was a problem. Yeah.
that was a problem for me and I couldn't get over it. And that's a blessing for me. So it might have still been small, inconsequential. It was my blessing because it was clear. Oh, this person must be crazy. But anyway, y'all, let us know if you've ever willingly been in a love triangle. Let us know if you found out later you was the side chick. Ain't nothing worse than finding out you was the side chick. Because you probably would have
had signing up to be side chicks. That's one thing, but he's gonna find out on the back end.
That's rude. That's rude. That's just rude as hell. It just is. Okay. I'm overqualified to be a side chick, first of all. Start there. I'm overqualified for that. Overqualified for that position. Anyway, until next time, friends. Again, you know what? What's funny is I do need to tell y'all about my man. I don't know. I think this would be, since we've been doing the podcast, maybe the man that broke up with me to start. I'm trying to figure out how many men I've had. I've been dating the whole time, but like somebody that I actually said was my man. So, you know, we'll see if he's still around by next week.
And we'll talk about him then.
Then we'll talk. If he's around next week, then he's earned the right to at least be mentioned in real time. So then before he would, you know, yeah, we don't want to speak no negativity, but you know how it goes. Oh, no, he didn't.
Girl, yes, he did.
I'm going to post this picture with this episode.